Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. Today we are looking into some of the practice questions of the schedule management knowledge area. But before we begin, let me remind you of some of the important links that are mentioned in the description of this video. First link in the description is going to take you to a related article. So if you would rather read these questions and solve them out, then watch a video, go ahead, click the first link in the description. That is going to take you to the related article. Second link in the description is where we have covered every single thing that you need to know as part of your PMP preparation from schedule management knowledge area perspective. So second link in the description, entire playlist, very helpful. Then you guys had some questions, the FAQs, which we covered as part of our Lounge Fever series on schedule management knowledge area. Third link in the description will take you to all the doubts and questions that you had, which we have clarified. So link number 1, 2, and 3 are extremely important. Don't miss out on them. With that being said, that being clear, let's get started and solve the first question of schedule management knowledge area. You are the project manager on a construction project, all right? You have worked with your team to define the dependencies and estimated their durations and resource requirements. So you have defined the dependencies and you have done with the estimation as well for both durations as well as resources. Now you are creating the project schedule. So you're working on project schedule now. Which of the following tools and techniques is of no use at this time? So remember this, you are looking at tools and techniques which are of no use at this time when you are creating the project schedule. Resource leveling, schedule compression, critical chain method, or reserve analysis. Now, if you see A, B, and C, all of these are actually tools and techniques of the schedule management knowledge area. But reserve analysis is something that we discuss in cost management knowledge area. This is not part of schedule management, and thus this is of no use when you are creating the project schedule. Now, we've talked about this earlier as well. Some questions in PMP are definitely going to have a red herring. They are going to have information which will be of no use when you're trying to solve the question. Let's say if this question started here, that you as a project manager are creating the project schedule, which of the following tools and techniques is of no use at this time? This would have been enough. These two lines would have been enough. The first three lines in this question, or 2.5 lines in this question, are just red herring, are just additional information that you don't even need when you're solving a question, right? So look out for this. You will definitely have questions in the PMP exam which will have additional information which is of absolutely no use. Okay, let's look into question number 2 now. The customer is looking for the project to be complete 10 days earlier than planned due to marketing constraints. So the customer has certain marketing constraints and they want the project to be complete 10 days before the original planned end date of the project. You work with your project team and figure out that this can be achieved if a couple of activities can overlap. So couple of project activities, if they can be performed simultaneously, if they can overlap, then you should be able to achieve this target of minus 10 days against the original schedule. This approach is known as, now what is this approach that we just talked about? Fast tracking, crashing, resource leveling, or concurrent engineering. What is this? What is it that you do when you are overlapping activities? Now, we have already discussed this. We have discussed actually everything that we will be talking about in this video. All the questions we've already discussed, all the concepts related to this question. And the answer here is, of course, fast tracking. Fast tracking is where you perform activities concurrently. Now, concurrent engineering is something which you will not even read when you're preparing for your PMP exam. So do watch out for options like these, which are not even part of the PMP courseware, but they are there as part of options for your PMP questions just to confuse you. So stick to the basics, stick to the concepts that you know, and select the right answer. Question number 3. Your project team is working on the network diagram to calculate the float. Which of the following is the formula they should be using? So this question is basically asking you the formula of float. Option A, late finish minus late start, or early finish minus early start. Late start minus late finish. Early start minus early finish. Late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. So these are the four options. What exactly is the formula of float? By the way, we have covered every single thing that you need to know about critical path method. Fourth link in the description is going to take you to a playlist that includes all the videos that you need to watch and understand in order to have the understanding of critical path method. You will not be required to read anything, understand anything else if you have gone through that entire playlist. Fourth link in the description, very, very important. As far as this question goes, what is the answer of this question? It is D, late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. So here's a way you can use to kind of memorize this formula so that you don't forget it. Remember that you are always going to start late. Okay, so late finish will be the first in the list of this formula, and late start is going to be the second. So basically you have two formulas that you can use to calculate float, and both of these formula they start with late. So late finish, if you're talking about finish, you'll then subtract it from early finish. If you're talking about start, then late start, you'll subtract it with early start. So remember this, there are two formulas and you always start late, and whichever uh, whichever element that you're using, be it finish or start, the next element is also going to be finish or start. So if you're using late finish, then you will subtract it from early finish. If you're using late start, then you'll subtract it from early start. So it is a simple formula, and of course there are two formulas that you can calculate float from, and you need to make sure that the answer that you get, the float value that you get applying both these formulas, need to be the same. Moving on, question number 4. You are the project manager of a flyover construction project. While planning, you realize that you would need approval from Indian Railways for construction on a certain part of land owned by the railways. These kind of dependencies that originate outside the project are known as. Now, you basically have to tell which are the dependencies that originate outside the project. So the first three lines or 2.5 lines that you see here in this question are also red herring. They are additional information that is of no use. The question could have very well started from here. The kind of dependencies that originate outside the project are known as option A, mandatory dependency, internal dependency, discretionary dependency, or external dependency. Well, the answer is D, external dependency. It is probably the most easy question on this video for sure. All right, question number 5. You are the project manager for a software project. You have worked with the team to create the project schedule, perform critical path analysis, and calculated the values of early and late start, early and late finish, as well as float. So everything is done. You have got your project schedule and you have done the critical path analysis. You have calculated all the values that you need to. So everything is done. The question now is which activities in the project cannot slip without making the project late? So which are the activities in your project that should absolutely not slip? And if they slip, they are going to make the project late. Which activities in the project cannot slip without making the project late? Activities with biggest difference between ES and LF, that is early start and late finish. The activity with most lag, all the activities on the critical path, or every activity that slips delays the project. So simply every single activity that is going to slip will delay the project. The answer to this is, of course, activities on the critical path. When we discussed critical path, we simply mentioned this many times, and this is a simple answer to this uh, a question which could be a bit complex. The answer is pretty simple. Every single activity on the critical path, if it slips, the project schedule is going to get delayed. So it's a simple question, but it is being made complex because of the details that are there and because of the options. So you just need to remember that every activity on the critical path, they should not delay. If they delay, then the project as a whole is going to delay. So that is all that we had in this video. By the way, we have had similar practice questions on other knowledge areas as well. Fifth link in the description is going to take you to the entire playlist of all the videos that we have done on practice questions. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out whenever we upload our next video. Do hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com, your number one free PMP resource. Thank you.